Of course you know what today is. It's Runecasting Wednesday, and I hope that your Wednesday morning is doing as well as mine. It's a beautiful day outside, finally. We had a bit of a dreary day yesterday, kind of going from overcast into, sort of partly cloudy. But it, happens. I've got Mr. Bub riding shotgun here, so let's get down to it, shall we? By the way, if you've been following me on Twitter, you'll notice a lot of tweets and retweets about tabletop role-playing games. And yes, I put the final two pieces together on the puzzle. I got Mythic and White Box. If you don't know what those are, look them up. Just know that there are cheaper alternatives out there. If you can't afford to get into Dungeons and Dragons, plenty of alternatives out there that you can use, and they're much less expensive and probably a little lighter on the rules. You're not getting books like that thick, full of rules and regulations and things like that. And kind of just go on to say that I apologize because yesterday I completely forgot to take the preview photo. As soon as I was done, I was breaking everything down, and before I knew it, I was at the computer desk getting ready to edit, and uh-oh. I had forgotten all about it. And by then I was already packing cards away and taking a few decks for high notes videos. You know how that goes. Just another day in the life of a tarot reader who doesn't get much sleep these days. Anyway. So we are still looking at a waning moon. Let me have a peek at what's going on here with it. Alright, so we are now in a waning crescent moon. So if you have a copy of Yasmin Boland's book, Moonology, it's a good time to get into it and find out what it is you need to do. Now is a really, really good time to still work on letting go of things that aren't serving you. So let's see what we got for the significator today. Well, Skadi, who married Njorthur, who she selected merely by his feet, and here's Bub going psycho. He does that sometimes. Let me move the camera just a little more there. There we go. Maybe zoom in just a touch. There we are. Yeah, now you can see the reading a little better. Alright, so Skadi, letting us know that compromise is important. However, we must be careful not to compromise ourselves too much. It's like Janis Joplin said, never compromise yourself, because in the end, you're all that you've got. I think it's because Mr. Bub wants to play. If you heard that rumble, that was him chasing the ball I just threw. Anyway, going on with our guide. Frithgeared. This one is all about making peace. Also finding a place of refuge. Yeah. See, this is what you get with my channel. One take, uncut, and I should probably just widen that shot a little bit. There we go. So you get one take, uncut. And if I screw up, well, that's just the nature of it. Alright, so making peace with yourself, making peace with others, but it has to start with you. It cannot start any other way. Also, you need, I even hate to put it this way. Actually, let me put it in a different sort of way. You need to find your own, like, space you can go. Whether it's mental or physical or any of the above, you do need to find a place where you can go to get away from everything for a while. Take a step back, get yourself some perspective. There is absolutely nothing wrong with grabbing your books or a book, an audio book, some music, whatever's on your phone will work. Go out to somewhere, get a little lost, spend a little time alone, and then just shut everything off. Enjoy the sounds of nature around you. The one thing about Skadi's story is that they mention the sounds of nature quite a bit. In Njorthar's home, it was the seagulls. They were like nails on a chalkboard to her. She preferred to hear the howling of wolves at night, all howling at the moon. See what I'm saying? Those sounds can actually be soothing at times. And don't settle for artificially produced sounds. Go with the natural sounds. Now, if it's too cold where you are, I understand. But later on, have a plan for something like that. And if you can possibly do it now, do it now. It's fine. If all you have is the sounds on your phone or something artificial, then go for that. Let's see what the runes are today. Gabo again. Actually, we haven't seen Gabo in a little bit. But we do have Othala. We also have Sawilo. Now, remember what we said about giving. You always have to give back to yourself that which you give away. Number one. Whatever you receive, you also must give in turn. Number two. Always be ready to reciprocate. And number three. Never ignore the gifts that you've been given. Those gifts matter. I don't care if it's an ugly sweater or premonitions and dreams. Those are necessary. And those have been gifted to you. Learn how to use them. Learn how to tune them. And learn how to use them so that someone can benefit. You've been given a gift. As Merlin said in the movie Excalibur, he has yielded. You must also yield. Or he has given, you must also give. That scene in that movie actually perfectly encapsulates that particular rune. And that's when Pendragon told him, "The land from here to the sea shall be yours, Cornwall." Also, Othala. I usually say that this is for those who came before you. Trust those who have experience. And that's what I'm seeing here. You can get a lot from people who have experience, and you can also pass it on. So if someone has experience in, say, I don't know, writing, and they give you the gift of teaching you the best ways to write, the best ways to present what it is that you're looking at. In turn, you've added to your wealth of knowledge, and you can now share that with someone else. So just as you've been given, you can now give. Everything is compromised, ladies and gentlemen. It's starting out at two polar opposites and meeting right there in the middle. It's not everybody going to this side or everybody going to that side. Right in the middle. Take it from a Libra who's all about balance. We know. Also, so Willow. And this is where you kind of give back to yourself if you've given away. This is where you light up for some. You're already lit up. You light up the way. You light the way for someone else. This is that revitalizing power. This is a little more personal though. So you do need to get away a little bit. You do need to recharge. You need to brighten yourself a bit, especially lately. After this past holiday season, the intensity of this last full moon, it's important to really kind of get back to you and understand what that means. By the way, before I close out here, I wanted to say I screwed up big time earlier. You didn't get to see it, but I did. The little shuffle section goes about 45 seconds. I flipped out the screen for the camera, I began to shuffle, and didn't realize it did not hit record. So when the video cut on and all you saw were the two decks, which are Runes of the Gods and Viking Oracle today, you didn't see me unbox them. That's why. I felt I should share that. I like to be transparent with you. Guess what? We all make mistakes, ladies and gentlemen. It happens. But anyway, making peace is all about compromise. It's about using your gifts. It's about sharing your wealth of knowledge. It's also about learning from others. Others with experience. And also, it's about getting away and actually tuning in to the supernatural around you, to the supernature within nature, and maybe getting in touch with your ancestors. Speaking of which, there is a live stream coming up this weekend. I don't know when exactly, so the time will be announced. It seems Mooch is feeling better. I'm feeling better. Oh, so much better. Still a little stiff in areas, but that's nothing. It'll work itself out. It's fine. And we will be doing a live stream on High Notes pretty soon. I'll be announcing that time coming up as soon as we nail it all down. In any case, thank you so much for joining me. As always, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure being able to give readings like this. Someone out there needs the message. Maybe it's you. And if it's not you, well, there's probably somebody in your life that needs this message. Send it over to them. We'll see what happens. See if it has a positive effect on their lives. That's the whole reason I do this. Just to have a positive effect on someone's life. Maybe give them a little edge that they didn't have before. I love you all. Take care of yourselves and each other. Always do what lights you up. And as always, my friends, family, neighbors, and acquaintances, shine on.